What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
It's that first day of first grade, that cute girl, your third day, that backpack, that snapback you've had since the third grade. The first time you got laid, the worst time you got played. It hurt, but you're okay, you learned from your mistakes. Your friends back in high school, we thought we were so cool. We'd steal Jack, my dad's stash, and drink the whole night through. The first time you first moved, that's new job, a new roof, new student, made new friends, a new start, a new you. I guess things could be worse, dad's in sales and my mom is a nurse.
What's up, guys? You cannot see Mike. Where'd you go, buddy?
Oh, sorry, guys.
There you are.
Oh, I think we tilted a little bit. What's up?
He came out from hiding.
All right, go ahead.
No, come back.
Oh, I thought you were going to hit him with the intro.
Oh, fine. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Otaku Wars. I'm Mark Wando, and this guy over here is Mike Sensei. And we're going to start with our news session, and we're going to hit you guys up with some gaming and anime news that has come up during the week.
All right, I'll let you take it away first.
You want me to take it away? All right. So, you know that Jujutsu Kaisen show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've seen it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know about the Jujutsu Kaisen 0 movie that we've been excited about?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They haven't announced another season, though, yet, have they?
Not to my knowledge. I think it will, though. I think it will get another season because it's a good show. It's one of the best shows out there, in my opinion, at least. But according to Jujutsu Kaisen's official Twitter page and Crunchyroll, Jujutsu Kaisen 0 will hit theaters in the U.S. and Canada on March 18th.
March 18th?
March 18th.
We going?
Oh, hell yeah!
Yeah. And just to make you guys all mad, we're going to go see the dub.
Yep.
No hate on the subs, but I like to eat my popcorn and be brain numbed while they talk to me.
That's not all, though. Tickets will be available on February 25th.
Oh, pre-order?
Oh, yeah. Yes. Obviously. The film will be released in select USB...
Nice.
You know those days you just can't talk. The film will be released at select US-based IMAX theaters, distributed by Crunchyroll and Funimation, and will be released in other territories in the near future. So if you are not in the US or Canada, don't worry, because you will be able to see it too.
That's good for everybody then.
Yes.
Well, I guess unless you're not a Jujutsu Kaisen fan.
Well, you should be.
I actually got into that a little late. I was watching Demon Hunter and stuff, and then I heard that a lot of people were into Jujutsu Kaisen too. And then I finally watched it, but when I watched it, man, it was good.
Yeah.
I liked it.
All right, let's get on to some game news. What you got, man? What
All
do
right,
you
man.
got for us?
So as of right now, today, as we're doing this live, Horizon Forbidden West came out. The game I talked about last week that I
Right.
said get it on PS4.
Yep.
Well, I found out that if you got it on PS4, they wouldn't let you play right away at midnight. But if you were patient and waited till like midday today, then you could upgrade it on PS5. So I guess they knew that people might try that, so they were trying to like punish them by a little bit of delay. But I mean, save $10, play like 5 hours later. I would do it.
Sounds like a good deal to me.
I didn't do it yet because I'm still stuck at Horizon Zero Dawn, the first one.
Uh-huh.
I got into that a little late. I got it when it first came out, and I was playing it, and I was like, "This is a cool story," but I guess for me, I did the challenge difficulty too high because I got a little RPG overconfident. So I'm like, this game's too hard for me, and I just fell out of it. And then I heard a couple people playing it and really liking it, and then I knew this game was coming out, so I've been playing through it, and I'm almost done. I got the final mission to go.
So tell me, are you one of those people that need controller insurance when a game gets too hard?
No, but I need mental insurance.
I mean, don't we all at some point?
But yeah, I think I have another note about it. Hold on. Oh yeah, so I found out that the devs this morning they had to actually make the load time slower so people could read the tips because their load times were so fast that nobody could read the tips.
Oh, I hate that. I swear, like, when I'm playing a game, I'm trying to read the tips because some tips you actually find on there are actually really useful when you read them. And it's just like, oh, yeah, this seems like a really good tip. Okay, so you gotta... So in order to defeat this boss, you have to... And then suddenly, it's game time. I'm like, wait, I wanted to see that tip.
I just
Go back.
Ironic, because when we played games for a while. I never thought we would get to the point where they need to, like, load times are so fast, they need to slow them down so people can read stuff. But yeah... Apparently Horizon Forbidden West has done that. So if you notice that the load times are just a little bit longer, that's because the devs want you to be able to read the tips. I'm curious to know if people are going to backlash, like, no, don't slow down our load times. We want them to be fast. It should be an option, but we'll have to find out.
I guess that depends on the tips.
Last little part about that news is Horizon came out today, and I've learned that the Sony family is a really tight-knit group of companies. Because, like, Microsoft stuff will come out, PC stuff will come out, but today Horizon came out, which is a Sony exclusive, and some other studios from Sony. I got a list of them. We got Ben Studios, Insomniac, Kojima Productions, Santa Monica, Naughty Dog, Pixel Opus, and the people who made Ghost of Tsushima. They all congratulated Horizon on Twitter by making a fan art picture of their most popular game with the Horizon girl in it, saying that we wish you well and we're all playing Aloy and we're excited to do this adventure together again.
That's cool.
And I was like, that's a tight-knit group of people right there.
Yeah, I mean, well,
to congratulate another gaming company and, like, revel in each other's rewards.
How many actually, like, this thing for, you know, Marvel and together, like, actually have all companies get together and say, hey, yeah, congrats on your game. Like, we like it. It's a good game. Good job. Like, companies don't usually do that.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it's cool.
Yeah.
I wish we could get more of like that. That means it must be a good game, and like these people, like, they're passionate about the stuff they do, and those are the type of games that I want to play personally. And I know you don't play a lot of games, but you should know Insomniac at least.
Oh yeah, I know
Insomniac.
Spider-Man. They did Spider-Man. Yeah.
Well, they added Ratchet and Clank to.
Oh, they did. Did they?
Yeah, I'll show you the picture. I can't show you right now because I haven't figured out how to make it go live when we show it, but I'll show you on my phone when we're done.
All right.
But that's it for my Horizon section. So my fanboyness is over. I got that out of the way, and now I can be more generous with other consoles and stuff's news.
Just like, I gotta talk about Horizon.
Well, it's just a cool little thing, man, that everybody gets together and they're like, yo, we're excited to play your game. Other game companies are excited to play their games.
Yeah, that's a big freaking deal.
And they took the time to make art and show their art with Aloy, who's the main character, by the way, with their character, and it's cool.
That's crazy. All right, so for my next segment is about Demon Slayer. So last week I was talking about just like a little smidge of how, like, the reason why you haven't seen the dub for Demon Slayer is because all these different companies were involved, so it was hard to release. Well, we got some new information because Funimation has officially announced that the new season of Demon Slayer will air this Sunday.
Dubbed?
Dubbed, yes. Just the first episode, though.
Is it already finished subbed?
I believe it is finished subbed, yes. Because they actually did announce...
So I guess this doesn't pertain to you people.
well, there is one thing for the sub people that I do have, because Demon Slayer did also announce Season 3, which there is a trailer that you can watch right now. I haven't watched it myself yet, because I didn't want any spoilers, just in case.
Reasonable.
But I'm guessing people are hyped because it's Demon Slayer, and it was pretty quick for them to announce a third season.
Now, is the second season its own thing, or did they do like Dragon Ball Super? Because they have a Mugen arc, a Mugen Train arc. Is that the second season, or is that something
So
different?
The Mugen Train arc, I believe, is a part of the second season. It's just like, there's like some added scenes in there, so it's not like, oh yeah, I already watched the movie, so I'm good. You should probably go in and watch it, just in case, if there's something you haven't seen in the arc that wasn't in the movie.
Because as far as Dragon Ball Super goes, when they did the Frieza arc that they obviously did the movie for,
Mm-hmm.
I actually liked the arc they did in the show more because they showed more detail.
Right.
But the first movie they did where they were fighting bears for the first time,
Yep.
I hated how much extra they added into that.
Yeah,
'cause it's
honestly,
just so...
I liked watching the movies better than actually seeing the actual arcs. I thought they did the Golden Frieza arc better than the actual Beerus arc.
Yeah.
Because that one I was like, there's a lot of extra stuff in here that I feel like I don't really need.
And I can't talk for all, but it's just kind of hard when, like, you love Dragon Ball Z or, like, a different anime. And, like, let's say Yu Yu Hakusho was coming back and they brought back, like, a couple movies for us to watch.
Mm-hmm.
And then you found out they're making a new season. And then each week as you're watching, excited for the new season, it's just regular content you already seen in the movies.
Yep.
And that's where I was at with Dragon Ball Super. I was like, oh, that's good, but I want something new. That's why I was excited for the season. So that's why I was asking about Demon Slayer. I didn't know if that Mugen Train arc is actually season 2 or is
I
new
would
stuff.
watch. I would watch the Mugen Train arc, just because there's stuff added in there. I don't know if people liked the added stuff or not, but there is content in there that you won't see in the actual movie.
Good
And
enough.
I think they actually added like some sort of soundtrack in there too.
So, a lot of people find his sister hot. Are you one of those people?
Let's just say dibs.
How old is she?
I don't know.
Yeah, anime is tricky when it comes to stuff
Anime
like that.
is tricky.
Well, it's just funny that she's a demon. And then, what is it, the gag that makes people like...
I don't know what it is.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think she is cute. I just didn't... I was shocked to find out that was like...
I mean, I wouldn't say she's like hot or anything.
Well, you better be careful. You're probably offending somebody. Apparently, she's a like top 10 like waifu to a lot of people.
I think the reason that is because she got this new demon form, and it makes her look kind of sexy looking.
Fair.
Not just kind of, it is sexy looking.
I think they were
but
into her before that. So I
I'm
wonder
pretty
if that was a
sure
fan
though.
service thing.
I'm pretty sure though this was like an outcry from the fans. Like they didn't like it, which is weird when it comes to anime.
It is. I wonder if the girls are more into the boarhead guy.
Oh my gosh. You know, I probably wouldn't be surprised if they were. But anywho, episodes will premiere weekly every Sunday until May 1st.
Oh, so we'll get them pretty quick.
Yeah, we'll get them pretty quick. But
We gonna watch them?
You know, I think I'm gonna have to watch this one without you, dude.
Why? What day do they release?
Well, it releases on Sunday. First episode. They're gonna keep on releasing Sunday week after week, and I don't know if I can wait
till Friday.
Wait till Friday to watch it.
Makes sense. All right, on to some gamer news. Cyberpunk's next gen update came out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so Cyberpunk released, and it came out with a lot of issues.
Like,
but a lot of people were excited about the game.
I never played Cyberpunk but here's the thing. I know it's big because I'll just look up Cyberpunk, and I'll just get a bunch of images of just Cyberpunk. I'm like, there's a game out just called Cyberpunk?
Well, it's Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah, but when I just type in Cyberpunk, don't even have to type in the 2077.
Yeah,
it just comes
it's just
up.
that big.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. That's how big the hype was for the game. Everybody said it was the RPG breaker. It was gonna be like the new RPG to break, like all other RPGs, like the regulars.
Mm-hmm.
And it came out and it was bad.
Oh no.
Not the game itself. I imagine that the story was pretty good, but the problem is the game was broken. It was breaking people's PS4 consoles. I'm pretty sure Xbox had a bunch of glitching problems. Even PC owners had a bunch of glitching problems.
Oh, that reminds me of Avengers.
Oh yeah.
When it first came out, they had glitch problems too.
Oh yeah, Avengers, I'm sure, is also on people's shit list. The thing is, though, I don't think Avengers had as much hype as Cyberpunk did.
You know, I would totally agree with that.
A lot of people said Cyberpunk is the reason they learned not to pre-order games anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
What? That's a big statement.
Yeah. But, so the thing is, they've been releasing, like, slow fixes. PC was able to kind of play it pretty much throughout the whole time. But PS5 and the new Xbox Series, the new next gen consoles, they didn't have a version to play except the old broken versions for the old consoles. But they just released a 50 gig update, I think Wednesday or Tuesday, sometime this past week, and now you can play it on PS5 and stuff. And that 50 gig update pretty much fixed all the bugs, and it's playable.
So you can actually play the game now.
Yeah, and a lot of people are enjoying it so far. And so now the company can focus on some DLCs, because they weren't focusing on DLCs or anything to add to the game, because they were first
They had to
focused
fix
on
all
fixing
the
game.
bugs.
Which, me personally, I actually kind of like that, because most times a game will come out broken. Fallout or Elder Scrolls, and the community will fix it up as on PC, but like consoles won't have anything, and it's just riddled with like glitches and stuff. And then they'll just release things that like get them more money, like DLCs, and instead of working on fixing the game. So
I hate it when that happens.
so it's cool that they
Like,
were worried about fixing it before.
If you want people to like your game, how about you fix the bugs so that people can actually play the game?
And I get a lot of people are excited for the game, but I don't get how the like game devs are like, well, they're excited, so maybe they don't mind a half-done game.
So when did Cyberpunk come out?
I believe sometime last year.
Oh wow!
Like early
and
last
when
year.
and the patch for this is just coming out now. That must have been some like major bugs.
Actually, it might have come out a little longer than a year, because I swear somebody on YouTube did a year after review. So I'll look it up. You keep on talking to them. Let them know what's up.
It's December
They came out December 10, 2020.
10th. Wow,
Yeah.
just coming out with the patch now. They must have a really hard time with those bugs.
Well, like I said, I don't think the game was done. That's the problem with a lot of these people, is they get the hype train and they promise the game too early. When I think the smarter thing is just...
I mean, me personally, I'd rather just wait longer for the game. Like,
Yeah.
get the thing done how it's supposed to be done.
I mean, imagine if you went to go see Avengers because they wanted to release it early, and Thanos was just like a dude wearing like purple makeup that glitched in and out, and like half the people that weren't in the movie.
Just like I am never.
But yeah, so that's all I got for Cyberpunk.
All right, so my last piece of news I think is pretty exciting. So Full Metal Alchemist had, I believe, its 20th anniversary not too long ago. I think it was somewhere back like in 2021, technically speaking. But they had their 20th anniversary, and for that to celebrate the 20th anniversary, they decided to do a tease for a new movie. And according to this website, by the way, if you want to check out the website for yourself, it's http://vengeance-scar.jp/. So if you want like a little bit more info, you can check out that website for yourself.
I'll make him put it in the bio afterwards.
But the movie apparently is going to be about Scar. So basically that serial killer that went around killing people, because that's what serial killers do.
Yeah. Didn't he die though?
He did die, yep.
So it's gonna be like...
Actually, no, I don't think he did die. I think he ended up surviving, and he's working for someone, I think, at the end of the series.
Oh. I like Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh, Full Metal Alchemist. It's so good. And then, the movie is presumed, nothing really confirmed yet, but is presumed to be in live action just because of the picture we see is of Scar, but it doesn't look like a cartoon version. It looks like a more live action piece.
Oh. Like a bad live action piece?
Well, anime and live action don't exactly have the best track record. So we'll see how it goes.
I hope good.
But
I
I'm
hope
pretty
all of them are
sure
good.
I'm pretty sure we did get into continuity of Scar's backstory and everything like that into the actual show. So they, technically speaking, have like a lot of free reign when it comes to the story. Obviously, there's still some parts that have to go in order. Mm-hmm. But, like, I'd say out of, like, all the live-action series, like, this one has, I think, probably some promise. Just because this is, like, one of the ones where they can almost do whatever they want to. Because all they really need to get right is, like, stuff in the timeline and Scar's actual backstory. And that's, honestly, probably pretty much it.
Yeah.
Anything else, they can pretty much, like, come up with their own characters, unless there's characters actually, like, that need to be, like, in there. It's like certain characters.
You'd be surprised how many times they can still mess that up, though.
Yeah! Like, listen.
We already have the script here. Hold up, let me just show you what I got.
Listen, I like One Piece. I didn't ask for a live-action One Piece movie, okay? Never did. Didn't even watch it. I didn't ask for any, technically speaking, live action anime adaptation.
Some of them I haven't even heard of, and they just come out. Like, I didn't know they were making a Rurouni Kenshin one until it just popped up on Netflix, or a Bleach.
I didn't even hear. Oh, the Bleach. I did hear about the Bleach one. I think that one actually got, like, a pretty high score for a live-action adaptation.
I was just about to say, the Rurouni Kenshin ones I thought did pretty good, too.
I think Bleach got, like, a 6 out of 10, which I think is very high for a live-action adaptation.
It's sad that you have to say that.
It is sad that I have to say that, but it's also true.
Could you imagine saying that? Yo, Mom, I got a girlfriend, but she's a 6 out of 10 this time.
But it's really high on the scale.
That's pretty good for me. All right, so I don't have, like, any big news to end it, but I got a lot of small news, and some of it you may not know. So I'm going to kind of rapid fire through my last little points, and then I'll let you comment if you do know anything about it.
Rapid fire news.
So, Lost Ark came out. A lot of people were excited about New World when it came out. And now nobody likes New World. Okay, I'm probably wrong. I probably just offended somebody. But New World kind of just died. Like, the developers just haven't been adding too much to it and stuff like that. But Lost Ark has just as much steam as New World had when it launched. And especially my brother, people have been calling me to play it. So I've been a little hesitant. But I'm going to have to give it a try because I have to find out for myself. And I like games anyway, so... That's it, just a little bit of Lost Ark. And then Ubisoft CEO, he released that they're proudly independent. Remember how last week I was telling you about how Microsoft was buying and stuff?
Yeah.
Well, Ubisoft decided to be like, guess what, guys? We're independent. Ain't buying us.
So no one has Ubisoft. Ubisoft has Ubisoft.
Ubisoft is its own thing, and they're just announcing that they're going to stay that way. They don't want anybody to acquire them.
Good for them.
Which is cool. I wish more gaming companies would stand up and not get bought out.
Right?
All right, next, Valorant. People who play Valorant. The most unpopular agent on that game, Yoru, I hope I'm saying it right, is finally getting a rework. So, if you hate him, maybe now you'll love him. Last but least, Halo Infinite players. You may notice, like, dang, I'm doing pretty good at rank. I'm like Diamond or Obsidian. I'm pretty baller. Well, might wanna double check because Halo is recalculating their rank players, and it's gonna be probably that a lot of them are a lot lower than what they are.
Wait, so they're doing a recalculation for their ranking system?
Yeah, they're doing a recalculation of people's ranking system. So you could be like a really high tier. I think Obsidian is the highest. And if you're Obsidian, like, you're pretty proud. You could be like, yeah, I'm really good at this game. I'm Obsidian. And then log in the next day and just warning people. And it could say that you're like Diamond, bottom of Diamond.
Whoa.
Or even lower.
Was something wrong, like, with the ranking system in general, or?
See, I don't know if it's the fact that they made it too easy to get points. Like, they gave too many points out, or... What probably is happening is that too many people are reaching Diamond and Obsidian, and Halo doesn't want that much people to be in those too high ranks.
Because it's supposed to be really high ranked.
So what they're probably trying to do is try to, like, lower the points and, like, reevaluate who actually is the best of the best. Which
because not everyone can be the best of the best.
Yeah, which is gonna probably make some people mad.
Just like, boss, we got like everyone on Obsidian. What do you mean everyone? Like everyone playing is Obsidian. Well, we gotta fix that.
Like I said, not a big point. Maybe some of those are a big point to some people, but like I said, I'm trying to encompass all gamers
right
with the news. And there was a lot to encompass PC, Xbox, and PlayStation, so I just wanted to make sure everybody had.
I'd say that ranking system is a big deal in general.
Yeah, I bet you that one is gonna hurt somebody.
We're like, I just imagine someone's playing and like, wait a minute, why am I diamond? I was Obsidian yesterday.
Dude, could you imagine? Okay, so I play a lot of League of Legends.
Yeah.
I could only imagine like getting to Challenger rating, which is like a really high one. And I'm like, oh yes, dude, I made it. I'm good. Probably can do other Twitch streams now because I'm a pro player. I'm not really a pro player, but you know, just the ego that comes with that.
Yep.
And then log on and be bronze. I'd be like, what? What happened? That's obviously an extreme because bronze is pretty low. There's only one lower branch on there, and that's iron. So it's like,
oh my gosh, yeah, so there's lower than bronze?
Yeah, they added iron too.
That's messed up.
Yeah, bronze was so bad of a division with just so many bad players, and nobody could get out of it. That Riot's like, some of these players are even worse than bronze. So let's make another division and call it iron. And let me tell you, the first year they rolled that out, when I had to do my tryouts, I got... Dang.
Holy crap. Sounds like someone just got shot. No one got shot. No one got shot.
Well, you don't know.
I think I do.
But yeah, they added iron, and I had to play a couple iron games like as I was climbing. Whoa. Those guys are bad. Like... I feel like they just bought a level 30 account because people sell their accounts. So I feel like people just bought a level 30 account to start rank. And they started rank and never played the game before because, man, I bet you some league players will say that in any division that they play with
probably
mental illness people.
Hey, speaking of games, what did you think of those Star Wars trailers that I sent you? Did you watch them?
Did you watch them? Throw me under the bus like
Did
that?
you watch them?
On live Twitch? I don't watch them.
I
just read them real quick, and I thought
you suck.
I thought they were animated shows. They're not animated shows. They're all games.
Those are games, my dude.
Well, my true colors just came out. I apologize, man.
They were cinematic trailers for the games.
Now I want to go back and watch them. See, I'm not gonna lie. I really like Star Wars. And I really want to like Clone Wars. But I don't like that weird animation they put in. They all look like...
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. It just...
The thing when it came to Clone Wars for me, like, it was the way I watched it that made me get out of it. Because I wasn't really going on, like, episode by episode... And I don't even think technically like all of the episodes matter, so it's like why watch them? I think there's actually only certain episodes that you need to watch, probably like in each season, except for like maybe I think season 3.
Yeah.
And then they came back with like the last season, season 4 or something. I'm not too sure though. But I was watching it basically on TV, like random episodes, and it got to the point where I'm like, this is a long show.
And I know there's been a lot of like other like animations out that they did since. I can't think of their names right off the bat.
So they did the last animations that they did was the Bad Batch.
Bad Batch, yeah.
And was Star Wars Visions, which was basically like a Star Wars
and
anime.
Rebels. Rebels is what I was thinking of. They did Star
they
Wars
did.
Rebels
Yep,
too.
They did do Rebels. Rebels wasn't the best received, I believe.
But I don't know. It's the fact that just as a personal opinion, but when you go from something that's live action and good, and like you get invested in that world being real, I think the only way to properly do an animation thing is to do it anime style. because I've been watching anime for so long, and they have adult topics in them all the time. So those are the most real-like things to me. And when I see something animated, like the Clone Wars was animated, I think of Cartoon Network. And like when I used to watch Eddie, I just think of it as another cartoon. Not saying that the animation styles are the same.
I was just about to say I think it was on Cartoon Network, but it wasn't. It was on Disney.
And it's just hard for me to get into because I feel like even though George Lucas tried to say Star Wars is for kids, I feel like there's a lot of adultness in it. Because, I mean, if you look at the first 3 movies, which this is probably should be something that should be saved for a war session. But I'm going to say this real quick. Is that, like, those first 3 movies, there's so much politics in it. What kid's going to sit there and go,
okay, so by
first
3, are we talking like...
1, 2, and 3. Like,
1, 2, and 3? Or
yeah.
are we talking
We're not
about,
talking
like,
about
Luke
originals.
Skywalker?
No, not originals.
Okay, so we're talking about Anakin's original story.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to have a war session about that because those movies suck.
I just can't imagine any kid, like 5, 6 years old, going, oh, politics!
Oh, government! Yay! I just imagine there's like
wearing their
some
little
kid,
suit.
yeah, some kid with a calculator, be like, "That's not in the budget."
Oh, what time we at? We at 35 minutes, so I guess.
Oh my gosh, you've been talking that long already, huh?
We spent quite a bit of time on the news session.
Yeah, we did. I think it's time for the war session, my guy.
The war session. Today's topic?
It's Transformers, specifically the first Transformers. Back in 2007.
Now, if you didn't watch us live last week or our YouTube that we posted of the old thing, we haven't got the podcast quite up yet, so I know nobody listened to that because obviously it doesn't exist. We talked about how we were going to watch the first Transformers because we're curious because it's everybody's favorite one and everybody remembers it being good. And like just a really good film in general.
But then you have the other movies, and then suddenly all those are just really bad, except for Bumblebee.
Yeah. So what we wanted to know is if we go back and watch it now, is it actually a good movie or was it just something new or nostalgia? So we know how this goes. We're going to either agree, make a peace treaty, or we're going to go to
war.
So take it away. What do you think?
You know what? At first, I was actually really liking it. Like the first opening scene, I'm like, yo, this is actually a dope first opening scene. I'm liking this. But as it went on and on, I'm like, you know what? This is okay. It's definitely not as good as when I first watched it. As a movie, in general, as a Transformers movie, you know, it's okay.
Dang. Me and you, once again, find ourselves at opposite ends. I started to watch it, and I was like, wow, this movie sucks.
There are like so many points where I'm like, that shouldn't happen. Yeah, okay.
And then he got his car, got to Sam Witwicky, played by Shia LaBeouf.
Yep.
And he got his car, and he started being in it obviously more than like that beginning scene with like all the war stuff going on. The cube, man, that whole cube scene at the beginning I found so cheesy.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, like, basically, I basically thought of it as just the replacement for Energon, because that's what Transformers usually go over war for. It's over Energon and over the planet in general.
I think the movie should have just started right with Sam going to school and then like going to get a car. I don't think we needed all that. And instantly, now that we had all these Marvel movies, they said the cube that like makes and destroys worlds, and I was like, the Tesseract? Are you guys Marvel?
The cube is like, there's continuity errors with the cube, and I will get to that later.
But anyways, to finish what I was saying, is it started off, and I'm like, this movie sucks. This is not as good as I remember. But then I think that, and I still think that Shia LaBeouf is a good actor. Mm-hmm. And I think he brought out a better performance than Megan Fox, because after that, Megan Fox was not a very good actress, in my opinion. But those two worked together. She played the hot girl, which she did a good job. And he played that dumb, clumsy sort of character.
Trying to sell stuff on eBay.
Yeah, but it was charming. Like, it was charming, and the humor still got me.
Hey, I just want to let you know, I think there's more than meets the eye with you.
Well,
Also, I just put
Bernie Mac.
I just put
I forgot Bernie Mac was in it.
I just put a light right there and disc ball right there, so that the light reflects off the disco ball.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah, Bernie Mac's in it.
Yeah, and
May his soul rest in peace.
Yeah, and Bernie Mac's part was funny. I can't remember that other guy's actor, the one that we actually titled this video over, who's like, "Shut up, Grandma!"
I don't remember. I never remember his name.
But there's just a lot of characters in it and a lot of humor, and the humor made me go like, "No, this movie is as good as I remember," because it used to make me laugh, and it still makes me laugh.
I will say this, like, whenever it came to Transformers and humans, I never thought as, like, humans were a necessary part of Transformers in general. I always think that Transformers is better without humans.
Yeah, which is why it should have been Beast Wars or Wars.
Well, the thing is, Beast Wars doesn't really hold up. I've watched it. It's not that great. Good for kids, not good for adults.
You could have made it an adult series though, like an alien planet.
You could have, but they came. But I always think that Transformers is just good without humans. But for this movie, like the characters in it, like they were just really like nice to watch. Like I found like, hey, these are pretty sound characters. They have personalities. Each one of them is there for a certain reason, except for Michaela, who's just there to be hot and sell the movie.
Yeah.
But honestly, those characters are probably like one of the best human characters you can actually watch when it comes to Transformers.
And I'm not gonna lie, I saw a lot of like realness in Shia when he played his character. Like I forgot about this part, but there's a part where the police car is coming, and he doesn't know it's a Transformer yet, and it keeps on coming at him.
Yeah.
It transforms.
He is so mean to the cop though, inside the fake cop inside the car. He's like, I just had the worst day ever. Yada yada yada. My car was stolen, and now it's after me, and it's on its way here. So yeah, get out of the car. And then when like Barricade is like basically trying to run him over without running him over, I'm like, he deserves this.
Yeah, just like the realness and the funny, because like he was having a bad day, came at him, and made it kind of funny.
Yeah.
But then when he turns into a Transformer, you catch him running away, going shit, 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 shit. Which in my head, I'm like, if that happened to me, I would be running, going, oh shit, oh shit.
Oh my gosh! So Barricade, the cop, aka the Decepticon cop car. So what do we want to see in Transformers? Like, it's the most simple concept. We want to see Autobots fighting Decepticons.
Yeah.
You know what they do with the very first scene like that? They cut to Sam fighting a Minicon. A Decepticon Minicon. And
who honestly was a funny character, too.
He was, but I was just like, I don't want to see that. I want to see Bumblebee versus Barricade. That's why I'm here. And like they show it for a little bit, and then they cut to Sam running away with his pants being torn off. And I'm just like, that's not what I want to see. I want to see the Bumblebee and Barricade fight.
Yeah. I gotta say, for my final thoughts, because I thought I would have a lot more to talk about this movie and it would go on when we first came up with the idea.
Mm-hmm.
But I've already come up with my conclusion.
You did.
And my conclusion that I'm going to stick with is that I still think it's a good movie. I don't think it's as great as we all remember if we were to watch it. Hence why at the beginning I was like, wow, this sucks. But if I was to rate it nowadays as a movie, not related to any of the other Transformers, or not being like new, I would have gave it a 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10, wow.
Because it's charming. And it has a lot of humor.
I still got some points to bring up.
Right,
so with that Minicon,
my case is closed. We'll see if we settle or not.
With that Minicon, it's just like, so one thing I actually did like about this movie is like they really bring the term robots in disguise in this movie.
Yeah.
Because even when they're not,
that's a good point.
even when they're not like in their car forms or whatever. Like
or the
they still
Minicon turning into the radio.
Yeah, they're still trying to hide. Like there's a scene where Optimus like hides under a bridge which like seems pretty smart because if he just suddenly transforms into a truck, they're gonna know it's him. And then there's just this one scene where like Optimus and the other Autobots are trying to hide from the parents in their backyard. And it's like, it's a funny scene. But here's the other problem that I had with the movie. It's, I feel like it's too funny. I feel like they could have taken some parts out because it's definitely too long of a movie.
That's what I thought. I thought in my head when I was going into it that it was an hour and a half movie. Because I honestly only remember an hour and a half worth of stuff.
Wasn't it like 2 hours and 30 minutes?
2 hours and 23 minutes.
Yeah. I just felt like there were a lot of parts in this movie, mainly the funny parts, that they could have taken out that didn't need to be in there. And even then, there were some points of the movie where I felt like, okay, this part right here didn't need to be funny. This could have been just solely action here.
Yeah, they could have just called it Sam's Happy Time.
Right. Honestly, that whole entire scene in general just doesn't need to be in there. That could be cut out.
That's the reason why I think if they took the humor out, I think the movie would have done bad. Because
well, I'm not saying like take the humor out in general. I'm just saying like let's cut some parts. Let's cut some funny parts out.
I think they went from funny to trying to make it so serious at scenes, and that's the part they should have been taken out. Like that whole beginning about the cube. Like I said, that they could have cut out 15 minutes if they didn't do that beginning.
Yeah, there's the one scene where that radio Decepticon, he like Barricade is out to pick him up at the airport or whatever, and then the Transformer is literally just walking across the platform, and no one notices him. And it's just like, what? What's good? No, you tell me no one sees this guy? He's like, yeah, oh, hi. Oh, we gotta find Ladies Man 217.
Yeah. I don't know. See, if I honestly think if they took the humor parts out, it would have been a lower score movie. I think the humor parts are why people remember the movie.
I think I'm honestly with you with like 7 out of 10 though.
Yeah.
I think that's a good score. It's definitely the score it deserves.
Even though we have run our 45-minute time, I kind of want to ask you a question, so I guess it's a little special.
But I gotta get into the cube continuity first because I said I would talk about that.
Oh, I forgot all about that.
Yeah. So real quick, so they say that like the cube is basically like a form of raw power. Like I said, it's basically their replacement for Energon.
Yeah, the Tesseract.
Yeah.
Let's just call it what it is.
But it was here, well, technically speaking, it wasn't here before the Tesseract. The Tesseract was technically made first because of the comics. But in the movie, Optimus is like, hey, you gotta put as a last resort, you're gonna put the cube in my chest, that way it's destroyed. And I was like, okay. But then he puts it in Megatron's spark in his chest, and it destroys it. But he doesn't completely just put it in his chest. He just like imagine the chest is right here, and the cube is like right here, and then suddenly it just starts melting. The cube just starts melting. It's just, that shouldn't happen.
I just thought the whole cube thing was cheesy.
Just like a little fun fact in general about Transformers, the set where you see Megatron frozen, they actually did build half a Megatron for that set.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's like 35 feet tall, and the thing is, I feel like that's wrong, because Megatron, I don't feel like is 35 feet tall for some reason in the movie. Like he doesn't look that tall to me in the movie.
You know, for a 2007 movie too, I do got to give him credit that all the like Megabots and like robots, they looked pretty good for a 2007 movie.
They do. I think the animation stuff still holds up, and they, as like a bit of more trivia, the animators tried to make like each set of transformation a bit unique. Whether it's like, hey, this one's slow motion, oh, this one's going to be a bit more fast paced, and every Transformer obviously isn't the same when they transform either.
Yeah, so I thought they did a good job with that. Like I said, I think the movie is a good movie. I think it holds the test of time.
It's okay. It's okay. I would agree with a 7 out of 10.
And if you hold it next to all of its predecessors, I'd put the movie at a 10.
Except for Bumblebee.
Yeah, because I didn't like any of them, really. I mean, I know we're not talking about it, but man, the one with the Dinobots, so bad, man.
It was. I was so disappointed by that. You call it Age of Extinction, and you put the Dinobots in there just for promotion purposes, and that's basically it. They're barely in the movie, and then I don't even think they transform either.
No.
But honestly, the first movie in general is just like I think is like a true testament like to Transformers, because there's stuff like from like the Transformers 1984 that you can tell is like inspired by this movie. I think the transformation sound that you hear is also from the 1984 movie as well.
Yeah. I think at the time it wasn't a cash grab. It was actually a passion project.
Yeah.
And I think that's why there was humor and fun and Easter eggs put in it. And then I think it became a cash grab.
It did, very quickly.
And that's why I don't think it holds up. But I do hold the movie at a 7 out of 10, which is passing. I think it holds up as a good movie. You?
Like I said, I'm right with you, 7 out of 10. Honestly.
So,
it's so weird that, like...
We're settling for a peace treaty just for different reasons.
Right.
Which, I mean, I guess is how most things end up.
Alright, so it sounded like you had something else before I interrupted you.
Alright. If you were to delete Transformers from the universe right now, not obviously the animations, just all the cinemas that were made, like the big movies that were made.
Okay. Every single one? Doesn't exist?
Yeah, it doesn't exist anymore. And you're making the new Transformers the first time anybody's going to see it on screen.
Mm-hmm.
What would your movie be about, and what would it look like to people?
Ooh. That's a solid question. I think... Ooh. It's a better question. Where do I start? There's so much continuity when it comes to Transformers. I think I would have to go with, like, hey, let's keep it simple. Let's go with normal, Autobots versus Decepticons. Let's show some actual fights. And we'll start there. And we'll look at, like, different series and different comics and see what they do, what we can bring in. Because the thing what I like about like what Marvel's doing is they're taking different stuff from different comics and they're putting them into their movies. So I feel like that's what I would do.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool.
And I would also try to study those pieces of continuity. That way I would do my best not to get things wrong.
That'd be cool to kind of do like a mixed universe with all those cartoons from that time. Because I think like He-Man and I think stuff like that, like G.I. Joe, were all big at that time. Could you imagine if that was all crossed over?
They were actually supposed to make a G.I. Joe movie instead of Transformers. But I think something happened with Hasbro or something.
And then they ended up making the G.I. Joe movie later. Anyways.
Yeah. But they're like, hey, we're making Transformers instead.
But yeah, make a Hasbro universe.
But yeah, honestly,
Can't be much worse than DC's universe.
I think for like my starting scene, I would start with like Cybertron at war, like Bumblebee did, because that's where I think we should have started in the movie, honestly. Because I feel like that would have really brought the audience in.
So do you think Bumblebee would have just been a good starting movie in general?
I think so, yeah, honestly. But like I can see why Bumblebee and like the first Transformers movie, like why they start with this and not with Bumblebee, because you had to get to know Bumblebee first in order to get the Bumblebee movie, and people wouldn't just expect for it to be like the very first Transformers movie just to be about one Autobot. So I would probably take in some stuff from Bumblebee and like put some of that like spirit into it.
Not bad. Couple more questions.
All right.
Who would you have directed?
Ooh, not Michael Bay.
Yeah, me personally, I would go with James Cameron or Kevin Smith. Because Kevin Smith is kind of a huge comics book fan. And James Cameron, everything he touches is gold anyways. Although, you know who would be good? It'd be kind of cool to see a James Gunn Transformers. Picture like Guardians of the Galaxy and Suicide Squad, that kind of goofy little humor.
Oh yeah, James Gunn did do.
Yeah. But he had a good story. I think he might be a good candidate to do Transformers.
I would agree with that statement, but I think I bring in this guy named Guy Ritchie. He actually did he directed Aladdin, the live-action Aladdin movie, and I really liked that movie.
So you want it to be a musical?
No, Transformers the music. Could you imagine? No. But I think he did a good job.
We don't talk about Optimus.
No. But I think he'd be a good candidate just because I feel like he did a good job at studying the material, taking what was obviously a good blueprint, and bringing that to the movie. Because that's what you should be doing when bringing stuff like Transformers or any old Disney property and bringing it to live action.
Nice. And last question. You never seen any Transformers.
I never seen any Transformers.
You're back to being young.
I'm back to being young.
How absolutely excited were you when they released that first Transformers trailer?
Oh, I was super excited. I think Transformers was the first movie I actually saw twice in theaters.
Really?
Yeah, never before that. Because I was like...
It was so good at the time,
Yeah,
man.
I saw it and I was like, this was dope.
And the trailer?
And then my grandma called me and she's like, hey, because we used to go to the movie theater all the time together. She's like, hey, did you see Transformers? I'm like, I did see it, but I'd be totally down to see it again.
How old were you?
Oh, this was 2007?
Yeah.
Ooh. Probably...
I think I was 16.
I want to say maybe 10?
So both two different kind of like age groups right there, being a teenager and still kind of a kid, 16 and 10. It excited all ages.
Yeah.
Do you remember though trailer? The first trailer was just a teaser, and I only remember it barely, but it just showed a glimpse of
I do not
a
remember
Transformer.
I do not remember the teaser.
And I remember watching it with my friend Nick in high school, and just shivers running down our back. We're like, dude, this is going to be sick, and just the countdown for the movie.
By the way, in case you guys don't know, there is another Transformers movie coming out. It's called Rise of the Beasts.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Does it look good, or does it look like
it's just called Rise of the Beasts, and I think it's taking place after Bumblebee, and I think it's supposed to feature the Dinobots, and I'm kind of worried because I'm like,
or is it facing the Beast Wars?
Yeah, the Dinobots.
Wasn't the Beast Wars?
Not the Dinobots. Sorry, the Beast Wars. I'm getting the two mixed up because there's the Predacons and the Maximals, and the Predacons transform into dinosaurs. But yeah, they're bringing in the characters from the Beast Wars, is what I'm saying. But the thing is, I believe when it comes to continuity, actually, the Beast Wars takes place after the Cybertronian War, because it takes place in the future. Because there's actually a point in the Beast Wars where Optimus Primal somehow combines with Optimus Prime or something like that. He combines with his spark.
Dang.
And gets a new form. And Megatron does the same thing with the past Megatron too.
I'd be excited. It's been a while. I haven't watched Bumblebee, honestly. I gotta admit it.
You gotta watch it. You gotta watch it.
I was so burnt out on those Transformers movies.
I loved it.
I couldn't bring myself to.
I loved it so much.
I'm gonna have to watch it. So we took up quite a bit of time today.
We did.
Usually we have a section after this, but considering we're still new, we don't have any emails. But right now we would answer questions or just read out shout-outs or whatever you guys want to email us. So feel free to email us if you want. The email is...
Email us if you want.
That's not the email. You don't remember our email?
I remember our email.
Huh?
You just caught me off guard.
Oh.
I was like, what does he want from me? I'll just wing it.
All
no,
right.
for our email, you go to otaku news, that is news spelled with a Z, @gmail.com.
Yep. And then we'll if we can, we'll link that in the bio for this video. If not, it will be on the YouTube, along with the site that you recommended people to go to earlier.
Yep. We can put that in there too.
All right, you want to give it to them one more time?
Yeah, sure. You go to http://vengeance-scar.jp/.
And for what piece of information was that again?
That is for the Full Metal Alchemist movie that's coming.
All right. So email us. Also, I don't know if you can give 5 stars or comments on Twitch. I know you can give comments on YouTube.
Yeah.
So I guess just if you leave us a funny comment on our YouTube, or you leave us a 5-star review when we come out with the podcast, we'll read them out loud for people. But we don't have any right now. And then originally, we didn't think this would go as long, so we were gonna talk about
Encanto
and how we just watched it and our thoughts on it. But should we still go into it, or should we talk about it? I don't think it should be a whole war session.
It's not really like, I don't think it's really war session material, just because, like, I mean, spoiler alert, we both like it. It's a good movie.
Yeah, I thought it was called Enchanto. I gotta admit it.
We don't talk about Enchanto.
But I think
that doesn't ring as good.
I think it was a good animation.
This is saying a lot, because this guy doesn't like musicals. This is saying a lot. He told me this film was phenomenal. So if you haven't watched it, you better watch it.
I guess that's our recommendation. Catch us next week. Do we have a war session topic for next week?
Oh, not specifically, no.
It might not stay this. It might change. But right now, loosely, next war session might be about the DCU universe.
Oh, yeah, we were talking about that.
If we don't have anything, if something better comes up, we'll change the war session. This one ended, obviously, in a peace treaty. And I think I all out of things to say. What about you?
Thanks for watching.
It's that first day of first grade, that cute girl, your third day, that backpack, that snapback you've had since the 3rd grade. The first time you got laid, the worst time you got played. It hurt, but you're okay, you learn from your mistakes. Your friends back in high school, we thought we were so cool. We'd steal Jack, my dad's stash, and drink the whole night through.